Sorry, guys. I think the chair is broke. Whatever. If you guys hear it, my fault. Anyways, this is your boy Mo. This is Extra Sauce with Mo, episode 8, whatever it is. I have not been recording. I have been busy, and I'm totally lying to you guys. I haven't been busy. I've just been lazy. And right now, at this day and age, it feels like a legitimate excuse. Guys, when I say this day and age, so I'm 30 years old, as you guys know, and it didn't really hit me that I was 30 until someone asked me how old I was. And I actually had to say for the first time ever, I'm 30. Like I was like, damn, we were playing football. Some guy asked me how old am I. I always used to say I'm like 42. That was just what I did. But yeah, I said out loud for the first time, I'm 30. And, you know, that kind of sat weird. But in a good way, I guess. You don't really understand that feeling until you actually have to say it out loud. And again, it's not necessarily a bad thing or anything like that. It's just new. Like, you're not in your 20s no more. You're not a teen no more. You've been an adult for a while. But you saying out loud that you're 30, it hit different. And I say that because the other day, I was talking to my boys, and I was just sitting on the computer. I was working. You know, we were on a Discord call. So for those that don't know, Discord is like just somewhere where a lot of your friends can meet up and just like chat in a room while you guys are just sitting there hanging out. It's like, you know, like a Xbox call or something like that. You know, all your friends hop in. Just think of it like a convenient FaceTime, nonetheless. And I was like, damn, guys, I feel like I'm losing my breath. I feel like I'm getting a headache. Then one of my boys on the other end was like, maybe you should go check your blood pressure. I was like, I don't have a blood pressure machine. We all paused for a second. We were like, you might want to get one. We're 30 now. Number 2, that was the second time it really set in. I went and ordered a blood pressure checker for my house personally. And now, Lord knows, I just check it just for fun. Like, I bought this, I'm going to use it, you know? So, I'm not complaining or anything like that, but hey, it is what it is, and we have it there now. But yeah, that was the second time I was like, damn, blood pressure. Damn, I'm 30. What's next? My insurance is, oh, I know what's next. I start getting stopped in the mall. Well, no, I'm lying. This happened a few times. But you know when those people in the mall actually stop you now asking like, hey, would you like to get solar panels for your house? That used to be like a check of, do I really seem as old as I am? Or am I just playing this game? Because if I ever got stopped in the mall or at Best Buy or anything by like Solar City or something, and they're like, hey, have you been interested or have you ever thought about getting solar panels for your house? I'm like, yes, but no. You thought highly enough of me that you thought I might have a house, so I'm winning in that department. But I also look old enough now that you really think I should have a house. It is what it is. Guys, I told you guys this in an older episode. Drink out of a clay pot, man. Things are amazing. Fast forward a little bit. I have been playing a few football leagues, and that means I have been trotting around DC more than I should be. If anybody actually knows me, they know that I was someone who did not really like going into DC too often before I started playing football. I despised the city. I didn't like it. I hate the traffic. I hate the people. I hate when people feel entitled in DC. Oh my God. Guys, I was heading around the mall area to play in one of the leagues, and there's this one section on 695. For those that don't know, 695 is just an area in DC, like a highway, and it gets crowded all the time. right? It's just the time that I go with the amount of people leaving or the people trying to get into DC after work or, whatever the scenario is. And people, again, granted, I understand because maybe this person needed to get home, maybe they're in a rush. And I've been doing a lot better with this. I've been doing a lot better because younger me, I would have been just mad. It would have probably ruined the rest of my drive when people cut me off belligerently. But older me now, I start giving people excuses, So like the other day I was in a car and this silver Ultima. It's always the Ultima. Yes, I know, guys. I'm not trying to play the joke out, but it was in silver Ultima, and it just cut in front of me out of nowhere. And immediately I thought to myself, you fucking piece of shit. But then I thought to myself, maybe they needed to get somewhere. Maybe they had something more important that they needed to do than whatever I was doing. So I took I took one step back. And I was like, you know what? I hope you get to what you get to. I said it in the car to myself, mad as hell, but I realized I grew up. Then I realized he cut off someone else, and I was like, all gloves are off at that point. You're just a fucking terrible ass driver, and you should not be doing this. Another time recently that happened, this is what really gets me. So I'm driving, and as you guys know, like I'm in a lane, I have the right of way, and then there's a merge lane that needs to come over. Dude, I'm driving. This person called my bluff. And he doesn't know I'm waiting to get paid. I got my lawyers on standby. This person tried to cut in front of my Mustang. And he kept trying to do it. So if this is the Mustang and this is the car, he went like this. And I'm coming forward. And he didn't stop until I honked on that shit on the car. And he decided to stop because I had my camera going too. So, if we would have gotten into a collision, it would have been clearly his fault. But what got me is this. While I'm driving by this time, I decided not to be the bigger person. I don't know what it was, but I just felt pissed that day. I decided not to be the bigger person, and I looked at the person. This time they were in like a silver SUV. It was a guy. And he's over here over his car looking back. First of all, you got rear view mirrors. Number one, that's how I know you're not a good driver. And number two, you have blind spot monitors and you have a blind spot mirror and you have a side view mirrors. So there's no reason for you to be looking back like you're in a 1986 Chevy Impala and they just have terrible blind spots and you can't see behind you. Makes no sense. So I locked eyes with the guy. And at this point, I'm pissed. And I know I could have handled this a lot better. But I looked at him, I put the window down, and he's like, go, go, go. I'm like, what the fuck did you think I was gonna do? Did you thought in all this traffic that I've been sitting here, again, I apologize, I know I could have reacted better. I put my window down and I said, what the fuck did you think I was gonna do? I've been sitting in traffic for like 10, 15 minutes, and I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're sitting in one spot for that long, it becomes irritating. So it got the better of me. But I look at him, he's like, go, go. I'm like, dude, what? So you knew that you were in the wrong to do this in the first place. You knew you were. But you decided to test my gangster. And guess what? You found out. So, I say this to say, regardless, as much as I can, I would like not to drive in DC. But as much as I've been in DC now, I just have the lay of the land. I know what it's going to be like. I know what I have to think of. I know what's going to be there, what's not going to be there in terms of traffic. I'd go as far to say I know ways around going my normal route, which is a big deal in DC for me. For me, not for everyone else. I know Side note. I hate people that refuse to use navigation. What are you doing? I know all of you know this person. The one that you're like, give me the address and I'll meet you there. At least this is what my parents do. Oh my God. My parents be like, Just come down 495, take 95, take a left, make a right, do the hokey pokey, and then you're next to the CVS behind the Jiffy Lube and you'll see the store. What? Dude, we're in 2025. Just give me the address. And then they'll look at me and be like, oh, you're so stupid. I hate when they do that. But I also have friends that are like, I don't need navigation. I got this. I know where I'm going. Why? Why do we have to be so difficult? Just put it in the navigation. You've come so far in life that you don't need to stress about knowing where you're going to be. Navigation will tell you if there's traffic, if there's a reroute, if there's road closures. Why do you feel like you need to test your brain and just make life harder? What pisses me off the most is when I'm in the car with them and they decide to do that. Granted, you guys are probably like, well, then you should drove yourself, dumbass. Yes, I know, but sometimes it's nice being a passenger prince. It is what it is. I don't like driving all the time, especially if it's a long distance. But let's just make life easy. Why do I have to tell you where it's at? And then what worries me the most is when you look confused while driving. Or when you hit me with the, damn, was that the one? No, I'm good. Now I just feel like there's anxiety. But it's all good. As long as we get there. I'll definitely say some shit if we're like way later than what we should be. But I'll give you like a grace period of 5-10 minutes. It's crazy. Because at the end of the day, life can be so much more easy. Like seriously. Speaking of that, the other part of DC, like, why in the world? First of all, finding out where you can park in DC is like trying to get out of an escape room. You'll see signs that say you can park here from 2 to 4, but not at 4:30, but then you can park again at 5 till 6. But you can't park here because it's a loading zone. If you park here, the cops can tow you. Then underneath it says must pay for parking at all times. Dude, it's like I have to really decipher street signs in DC. Let's do better. And then God forbid I'm just like, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I don't want to fuck this shit. I don't want to deal with this no more. And I just park the car. I've gotten tickets for the dumbest shit ever. And then the people in DC are so nonchalant, especially the people that give you tickets, man. They are so nonchalant. This guy once gave me a ticket because it said my registration sticker wasn't on. He was absolutely correct. He was giving me the ticket. The registration sticker was not on my car. He got me there, dead to rights. But my thing was, I pulled out the registration sticker in front of him, and I said, here it is. I just forgot to put it on. And he still gave me the ticket. He said, go figure it out in court. So I messaged DC, and they told me tough luck. And now DC has gotten many things from me. And then a part of that one, he also said I didn't put my front license plate on. Dude, why are you guys so pressed? Like, I gotta know, if there's anybody that's watching this and you're a DC parking enforcement, do you guys have quota? Like, there can't be a reason you're this pressed. Like, if I was a DC parking enforcement, I might give maybe at most 5 tickets a month. At most. And it has to be something bad, right? If not, like, dude, what is it? Why? Yeah, so they were like, yeah, tough luck, Mr. Tommy. Go, figure it out, and you got to pay us. I said, bet, get it back in blood. Get it back in blood, because I'm not paying this shit. I'm not paying $150 because you literally saw me putting the sticker on. It's not happening. It's not. I paid the front one, though, so the one where I didn't put the license plate on, I paid that one. I'm not going to lie. They also got me for the same thing for the Mustang. parking in DC sucks. But we still do it. Past the parking part, the other day, I have a public service announcement for a lot of people. Because I was driving in DC after football. And while I was driving, guys, by the way, my hair's growing back. Just give it some time. I know I look like Vegeta, but I'm the prince. While I was driving, I was in the Subaru, and that car is tinted all the way around. And I was just like bopping to my music. I was chilling. I was cooling. And something, you know when you can tell something's about to happen? So I was turning, and I saw 2 cops at the light. And I turned like in front of them. They had the red light. I went. I drove. And then I saw them get behind my car later on, like 2-3 minutes down the road. Then, boop, boop. Oh, man. And I knew it. I knew for a fact it was for tint. Because DC's like cracking down on that. So I put my windows down. The guy comes up to the car. It was 2 guys. And, you know, that's the other thing. Why do so many people like park behind them? What did you need backup for? Like, you're making me look like a hoodlum in front of people. Like, I'm not a thug. They pull up. I put the window down. He's like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? I was like, no, I'm not sure. He's like, well, the laws in D.C. are cracking down. You have more. Seems like you have tint. You know, I'm going to test you for tint. I said, sure, no problem. Do you need me to put my window back up so you tell? He's like, no, this is fine. He tested it. Dead to rights, guys. I'm not going to lie. Dead to rights he had me. He's like, yeah, it's 4%. I was like, yeah, it's just my daily car. He's like, yeah, can I get your license and registration? This is where I thought they were really going to get me. I didn't have my license. I just forgot it at home. It was in one of the other cars. I forgot it. And I told him, I was like, officer, I'm sorry. I don't have my license. Is it okay if I reach in my glove department to get you registration? My Subaru's a mess. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Guys were cool. They were chill. I was very respectful. I was looking for it. I handed it to him. And he stepped off. And he came back. He was like, okay, give me a second. I was like, okay, sure, no problem. He stepped off for like 2 minutes. I think he like looked at his homeboy on the other side of my car. He's like, hey, man, he's being respectful. Just let him off. So he came back to my car and he was like, hey, we're going to let you off with a warning. Just remember that you cannot drive in DC. So again, they had your boy dead to rights. But as long as you're respectful, it is what it is. So I don't understand why everyone always yells out, fuck the ops. I never said that. Guys, I love police officers. I need them to pull up when I call them. That's all it is. Now, whatever else you guys have, I'm just here to say, take your time. I know everybody becomes, I personally get nervous every time I get pulled over for the cops. Like, I get very nervous. I remember one time, when the first time I ever got pulled over was actually the worst time. I was coming back from a friend's house and it was like 9 something at night. At this time I had like a curfew and I had to be home at like 10 by 10. Cops pulled me over and I know like this is back when I was younger. So I was like probably around 19 or 20 when I first started driving. Cop was a dickhead to me. He was like, you got drugs? My hair was all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. So I kind of don't blame him for saying that. I was like, no, sir. He was like, anything I should know about in your car? I was like, no, sir. He was like, okay, do you mind if I search your car? Might I remind you, this is my first time getting pulled over. So I'm already nervous. They put me on the curb. And obviously I was like, no, sir, I didn't have nothing to hide. I'm a law-abiding citizen. You ain't got nothing to worry about with me, brother. So I sat on the curb in my neighborhood or area. People driving by, they looking at me like I'm probably some crackhead. These guys are tearing up my car. I won't forget this. They were tearing up my car. And obviously there was nothing in there. So they put everything back. I sat in the car. And he finally tells me, I pulled you over because your tail light is out. Tail light is out. You decide to search my car? Same story, guys. Same story. I was respectful, but I was scared to shit, especially because it was the first time I ever got pulled over. But still, I never say fuck the ops. And nobody should say that because God knows when you might need them. In general, we go through these motions of life thinking or getting influenced by social media stigma, like, you know, all these rappers or people or whatever the scenario. Again, I'm not saying there's not bad cops. Please don't take this out of context. Yes, I understand that. I'm just saying my personal experiences. So that was my 2 cents on that. But yeah, guys. So in general, there we go. Nice and short as always. You guys know I don't really need to do too much. Hopefully I get back on posting whenever I feel like it. Notice I didn't set an expectation this time. But yeah, whenever I feel like it. Because your boy gets bored and I just sit back here with my own thoughts. These are just some things that ended up happening this week. And I feel like it could have been better. There's tons of shit that I need to tell you guys that have nothing to do with any of these scenarios, which I might say in the next episode. We're going to have a little story time with some people that I know. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Extra Sauce with Mo. I'm your boy Mo, and I say exactly what you're thinking, but with a little bit more sauce. See you guys next time.